Hi guys, this is ADC. Today we're gonna have a long video. We're gonna talk together about the Desert Nomads patch and also about Chantelain that I forgot to review on Monday. So today I'm gonna have to review him as well. So let's start. Okay, today the Desert Nomads patch came out. As always, seven heroes, 2 EX heroes and 5 non-EX, so normal heroes, and also a special release just for the day. So let's start with Ozymandias. Okay, I think Ozymandias is the strongest card in this patch, so he's very good. As you can see, Eric here added some output on him, so his blessing count is higher, his hit also, his shock also, his other hit here also higher, so increased output. And we have to mention this Purify one that's really important to his performance. So right now, Ozymandias, I will not read through every skill set, just to warn you because of the screen time of this video. So as for his rolls, you can see double rainbow to 2700, and these two ultra double rainbows here, really important, 2400, 2500, with opponent with 140 strength, and also with 1 or 2 or even 3 purifies. Purifies are really important, as I was saying, for Ozymandias, because he suffered, to be precise, from minus damage and also to powder. And now Ozymandias is impermeable to powder and also minus damage. So for that, these reasons, Ozzy is really strong. And also the most important, the key feature of this new hero is that he wins against Kitsana, and that's as simple as that. Kitsana attacking, Ozymandias defending. Ozzy has the higher odds to win, and that's really an important thing in the current metagame right now. So Ozymandias will be definitely a metagame worthy card right from the start. He is a priest, so he synergizes with Sevilat. He synergizes for plus damage also, so you can buff him with Astria too, or with Soul Chewer, why not? He synergizes with Vizier Mahmud, we will talk about him later, and also he synergizes with is Solarian, so he synergizes with Prince Metchaf and his blessing count. So Ozymandias really the king of this patch, I think. Really strong, really great artwork too. One of my favorite artwork of all time. Really strong, and we will see him undoubtedly in the metagame or in Master League too. So he is really good. Okay, right now, Idris. Idris is a peculiar hero, a counter one based on heavy dodge count, heavy backstab, and eclipse. So Idris has a really low output, as you can see, 1500, 1900, but with a really peculiar roll. So he is not that strong with raw numbers, but he is an unstoppable wall against heavy hitter, sword, strength, powder users. And also he has this eclipse that ruins Scarab and heals performances. So I like him very much. He's a counter card. Of course, he is not a standalone. You cannot play Iris in every team like without thinking. He needs careful preparation in order to be used properly in a team, and also really careful matching with your opponent's heroes. So you have to play Idris really carefully, but it can be useful, really useful in any team. Of course, he is a Marauder, so he synergizes with Bloodsword. He synergizes, if you want, to Gemini, but of course that will be a bit of an overkill. He has a high dodge count for himself, but also Idris synergizes with Astria, and that's he can be a trump card in an Astria deck. Because of his counter nature, I like this kind of style. So that's really good. Also, Eclipse. We will see other Eclipses in this patch. Those are a really common trait amongst Nomads, and that's really useful in the metagame against Scarab and also against heavy healers like Lady Healit and others. So Iris is not a standalone. I don't know if we can consider him metagame worthy card, a top master worthy card, because of his counter nature. He will be also we will always used as a counter card, trump card, not so mainstream. So we will see him. I guess I will play him for sure. I like him very much, but he has every counter card like John, like for example Asajiro. He will be used less than other heroes like Ozymandias, for example. Okay, third hero, Jamena. I love Jamena. I don't like her artwork very much, but she is really strong. As you can see, her blessing count, Eric split the blessing count in two. So now Jamena has on a first skill blessing 80 with 1 red. That's really important for her performance. Now Jamena is a really flexible hero. She can roll whatever she wants and she will always perform well. That's her true strength. She is very reliable, very flexible. This second skill craves for a critical hit, 700 all blues becoming swords, and then of course Purify 1 and Smite 3. That's really a strong smite. Jamena is the perfect counter to powder and strength heroes. She is very strong. She has a good output, assuming the opponent has 140 strength. That's not so much, that's common. 2600 on average. So really strong. A lot of purifies also, and a good unmodifiable count with this blessing. So really flexible hero. Of course, she suffers dodges, and that's the way you beat her, with dodges, of course. And she suffer a bit more than Ozymandias, probably. No, I was about to say minus damage, but not so. She suffers maybe for spell break. Okay, even Ozymandias. Ozymandias was a bit weak against, potentially vulnerable to Spellbreaker, but not so much. She relies a lot more on her blessing count, so she suffers Spellbreaker very much. And multiple dodges, okay, of course. So very strong counter pick, very flexible rolls. Also a priest, also a Solarian, so she synergizes with Solarian decks, with Shrikan, with Soraya, of course. That's another hero I like very much, with Scarab and the second skill synergizing with other priests. So Jamena is a good addition to eventually to Solarian teams or even priest teams. Really strong. The enemy of any Pukos Malders guy out there. Really good counter. So I'm going pretty rapidly. I was counting on a really long video, but maybe I will be shorter than I expected. Neytiri, of course. Neytiri was a good card even before the patch, I think. She suffered from a low output, and Eric did two things on Neytiri. He powered her output. Now she delivers far more damages in every skill except for the first skill, of course, and he splits this hit in 2. So now Neytiri has a really strong multi-hitter nature, and also she synergizes with Astria for that reason. She is stronger. She has an average output of 2200, 2300, so not, of course, not standalone, not so strong, but strong enough. Really strong with his third skill, backstab 200, really strong, and also Eclipse 2. So Neytiri kills every healer with those 2 eclipses. So she's really strong. Of course, she is not standalone. You will have to couple her with Gemini, maybe with Astria, with Bloodsword, probably. You can play her with Vizier Mahmud, of course, and yeah, that's all. She's very reliable. She has a skill set very reliable. You have to be careful of uneven reds that will hinder her performance. So as for her pros, great counterpart, efficient dodge burner, of course, swords are detrimental and also uneven reds, and somewhat vulnerable to Terran minus damage. Of course, Neytiri has not Purify, so she suffers from minus damage as every other multi-hitter out there. So be careful against those hates out there and Inquisitors. So, okay, Netagim. Netagim is, I'm sorry guys, but Netagim is the only card of this patch I didn't like. And that's maybe it's probably because I was really attached to Netagim. He was the first card to bring me in Master League one year and some month ago, 1 year ago maybe probably. So I expected so much of him, and I think he had only a minor buff. Yeah, of course, Netagim right now is a bit stronger than before. He has an increased output, but I don't see him being playable in the metagame, in the Champion or Master League. I don't think he is a viable card. He can be used in lower leagues with for new buys. Of course, he is a very flexible hero. He is strong against a lot of things because of his Eclipse, Purify, Fireball, but also heal, a bit of smite. So Netagim can be useful against a lot of heroes, but his output is too low. I think too low. He does not synergize with a lot of things because he is not a multi-hitter, really. So he does not synergize with Astria, nor with Sevilat very much. He is not a Solarian. He is not. So, no. Simply, there are better heroes than him. So, I think Netagim, we will not see him in the top leagues, not in Champion nor Master League. There are a lot of better choices, both for Nomads than Priests. So, sorry, but I don't think this is a good design. This is the only card in this patch I didn't like. So, all things considered, I loved this patch really much. I will say that later, but unfortunately, Netagim is not my favorite for sure. So you can see, okay, as for these pros, brings a lot of stuff to the table. Of course, that's what Netagim is all about. He is really interesting with Eclipse, Smite, Purification, Heal, minus damage. On the pros, he is high damage output, and I don't really understand these pros because he has not a high damage output at all. Of course, he has a bit of minus damage, but he has not. He would require at least 100 more on each roll to be useful, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope so, because I really love Netagim, but I don't think I'm wrong on this. So we will see. Nothing much to say about him. So let's move on to the two buffers. Prince Metcalf. So Prince Metcalf was arguably the worst creation of Eric, the card designer, so far, but he redeemed him, and now Prince Metcalf is a viable hero. I don't think he will be enough to bring the Solarian decks to the Master League, but now he is not so he does not rely on repost as before. He has overall increased output. He has a better dodge count. He is really flexible and really affordable. So this dodge count is easy to obtain. Strength, shock, this blessing count is good. So now Prince Metcalf has an output of 2000 on average, 2100 maybe. That's enough for a buffer. That's not great, but not bad. So it is playable. Of course, I don't think it will be enough. I think also because he does not synergize with Shrikan, that's the other strong Solarian who brings cohesion to the Solarians. So they don't pair very much. So that's a bad thing. Great utility, of course, he has a great utility and consistent performance, of course. Vulnerable to Spellbreaker, of course, and potentially vulnerable to Smite. Okay, that's not so important. The Prince Metcalf, I think, is a good hero, decent one. I'm not so excited about him because of because I don't think Solarian decks will be competitive right now. But he was buffed, so I'm happy. He is better than before, and of course I think maybe in a gameplay, one of my strange gameplays by night, I will play him with the other Solarians, and I will have a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it, and I like him. So the last hero to be buffed. Okay, Vizier Mahmoud buff restyling, as you can see. So Vizier was not only buffed, he received a tiny minor buff, but also a restyling. So now Vizier has an average output of 2000, 2100, but is really consistent because of this skill right here and this single dice here. So Eric put another 10 resilience on his count, so now he is stronger as a buffer. Also, this shock was lowered, but now is with single blue dice, so is more flexible, and the strength count was raised. So now strength plus 170, all reds become swords. So as you can see, he is very consistent with his rolls. A lot of X's, X on his rolls, so X can be either reds or sword. Really strong. The reason why I'm not so overall really strong, a strong shock count, so a lot of unmodifiable damages. Also the Eclipse is good. I don't think Vizier will be so strong in the metagame because of the nature of resilience. Resilience is a buff that's not so strong compared to plus damage of for example, or blessing. Just because you cannot be sure to maximize it, you cannot be sure on how your buffed hero will be paired with the opponent, so you will not be sure to maximize the buff, as it depends on your opponent's performance. So if you encounter a multi-hitter team, of course it is really good, but if you encounter another team with maybe heavy hitters, those resilience count will be totally useless. So that's a problem, and that's why I think Vizier Mahmoud is a good card, really a strong buffer, but I don't think we will see Nomad decks nor resilience decks out there, and so I think Vizier will be a card for the new buys in the lower leagues, and so we will not see him so much. Last but not least, Nebsen, the special release of the day, powerful combat priest, berserker, and also Solarian. This guy is outstanding. I really love him. He has, of course, he has riposte based output, so you will not pair him without thinking. He needs careful preparation and also careful play, but he is really strong because he counters both multi-hitter and strength heavy users, so that's really good. His numbers can be really staggering. Okay, assuming that he gets hit 4 times. Of course, that's common. He triggers 2 riposte stacks. That's not so common, and the opponent has 140 strength. That's pretty okay. His output can be around 3,000, 2,700, 3,200 in double rainbow. It's madness. 2,500, 2,900, so he has really strong numbers. He can be an effective counter for 2 different categories, so it's very useful. I love it. I like him very much. He does not synergize very much with matchup, and that could be a problem for a full Solarian deck, as I stated before. So that's a really good addition. I like him. He has a great artwork. And also it is interesting, peculiar, because of this double nature and also because of this berserk that's not so common in priests. So as for a more complete judgment on this patch, I think this patch is really good. Is the best patch so far, with the exception of the Nihant patch that was the best of the best, with cards like Hate, Inquisitor, Soul Chewer. Okay, the Nihant patch was the best, but this patch is really good, better than the Kotoba and the Sap before, and so I'm really excited about this patch. But I don't think we will see new kind of decks allowed by this patch, so no Nomads deck nor Solarian deck in the metagame. I think I can probably bet on it. I don't think the 2 buffers will be enough to counter other buffers like Astria, Carcasse, Soul Chewer, Dakiza, etc. So no new decks, but a lot of new additions to older decks. So a lot of standalones like Ozymandias, like Jamena, a lot of interesting addition to Astria teams like Idris and Neytiri, a lot of standalones like Nebsen, of course, and so I think we will see these Nomad guys in the arena. I'm really excited about them. I also tried them this afternoon, so that's really good. I want to close this video talking for 1 minute about Chantelain. I didn't review Chantelain before because I forgot about him. He is a special EX card. He doesn't rely with the Nomad patch, of course. He's an entirely different thing. He came out on Monday. He is a special release. He will be in the chest for 1 month, just like Amnesty before or Luchan recently. He is an evasive multi-heavy hitter with a high dodge count, a little backstab, and also this death stare 1000. That's really outstanding. I really love this guy. He has a flawless artwork, really good. Of course, he has a good output as long as you roll at least 1 blue. That's 2 blues will be better if you trust me. But he is definitely playable, a lot of dodges, so I'm looking forward to find him in the chest and play him soon. Of course, he is a Marauder, so you can buff him with Gemini if you want, but that's not necessary since he has dodges already. But you can buff him with Bloodsword, for example. Of course, he has no race and no guild. He's a mercenary, so he will not benefit from guild-based buffers. And so that's pretty much what I had to say about him. Really good. You can see 2500, 2900, of course, 180, 30, 1700, 2500, of course, with a lot of dodges. So he has not a really outstanding output as for the raw numbers, but you have to consider the dodge count. So for the dodge count, he has a really strong output. I like him. He has also this backstab that's interesting. So we will see him. A really nice design, a really nice addition. So this week I'm really happy about the releases. So of course, subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you agree with me. Sorry for the length of this video. We will see each other in a couple days, and for tonight, ADC is out.